right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections, and I have Juan here. So Juan, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh no, thank you for having us.
Yeah, and I know you have a brother, and I think you have a business together. But who roped who in to the business?
Yeah, so for a while, Jaime and I were talking about starting a business together. So he was going through his master's program, and his thesis was to build a company that will be viable in the real world. And here we are, you know, a couple years later, and 5 years later, and this is the company, and this is the product of his thesis.
Yeah, and what's your background originally?
I was in corporate for 20 years. Since I got out of high school, I went into retail, and I was with the company over 20 years. And the company was, going through a sale and restructuring. And at that point in time, we found the opportunity to start this company.
What is it like to start and run a business with family?
You sometimes are reminded that you're doing business. You're not a brother, right? But it's great. I this is probably one of the best things that has happened to me. Prior to this, I mean, we saw each other during holidays or family gatherings, but very seldom. And I mean, now we see each other, and yeah, sometimes we're brothers, right? and but it's great. I mean, obviously, there's nothing like having family and being able to know that each of us are here for for each other. So it's a great feeling, actually.
Yeah, and what were some of the early learnings as you started this business?
Like I said, I came from the customer service industry and retail. Just learning, right? Obviously, roofing, it's a industry of its own, right? Because there's so much that depends on it. You cannot get it wrong because there's a leak and so on. So we making sure that we did the right hires, the right hiring, and learning all the different materials, products, and so on. So a lot of learning, some great support, from different manufacturers and vendors, and just more than anything, creating the right relationships. I think that play a key role in our small success that we have had so far.
At what point did you feel like, okay, this is gonna go, this is gonna be more stable? Was there a win that was memorable for you?
I think when we started concentrating on networking, on a business relationship, once we started doing networking, building relationships and so on, that really, created that repeat business. That was one. The other one is we're not just a roofing company, we're also a solar company. So once we were able to combine the roofing and the solar, and able to create a value to the client where they only have to deal with one contractor, not multiple. And more than anything, sometimes, without disrespect, but sometimes the solar companies come and puncture holes on the roofs, and they step on them, they destroy them, and obviously us as roofers, I mean, do not touch that, do not touch that roof, and do not destroy my roof. So, anyways, I think that's, once we put all those two things together, that's when we feel, I think we got a lot to go, but I think that has really helped us take the next step.
Is there anything that I did not ask you but you wanted to share?
I think one of the things that we want to make sure is sustainable living builders. Why the name? And we created this company so we can provide and leave a better world for our kids and for future generations. So everything that we use, tends to be with energy efficiency, and more than anything, I mean, we see all this, changes on, the weather patterns, fires, and all these other different things. So, whatever it is you believe, I mean, I see it in my lifetime. one of the things I'm very proud of right now is that I just became part of the Western States Roofing Association, and yeah, I'm very proud of that. We One of the things that I want to thank him first of all. If they're listening, for letting me join. I would say over 90% of our core, our workforce is Hispanic, and sometimes I feel that they might not have a representation, and that's one of the things that I'm really eager to do. And besides, nothing to do with race or anything like that, just more than anything, representation, and help those, that part of the industry as well, have their voice heard.